Oda is cooking with this flashback. Chapter 1159 is amazing. If you're not caught up, don't watch further. The chapter begins on Hachinosu and there's chaos happening because they lost something. It happened during last night's watch. Don, Marlin, and the others were taken out.
When I came here, I said, the kind of man I admire is Gary Cooper, the strong, silent type.
That's actually so unfortunate though. He was such a cool character. But whoever did this kidnapped Shakky, and Rox is not happy about this. No one could figure out who did it, but it's pretty clearly Wang Zi, right? Roger is royally pissed, and obviously he blames it on Rox. Rayleigh was pretty sad too. He actually cares about Shakky, but the entire world was kind of shocked by this news. Then we're shown God Valley a year after Shakky was kidnapped. So, during the year of the God Valley incident. But Shank's mom is happy to see Garling because he's the baby daddy. Garling admires his twin sons and he's like, how adorable. And then Shank's mom asks him, you want to stay on this island? He says, nah, if I had to live anywhere, it wouldn't be here. This island is going to be erased.
Huh?
He said, I've already decided and I've ordered a wife worthy of me. If he wins this tournament, he'll take her for himself. That's when he just straight up attacks Shank's mom. Basically shanks her. He orders his men to invade God Valley and start preparations for the tournament. Of course, the citizens are confused. They're like, why is the world government here? There's no criminal here, right? The Marines head in and they have tranquilizer darts. One of the Marines is questioning his superior's strategy, but his superior wants none of it. He's like, bro, you need another 10 years in the Navy if you want to question me. I guess this Marine wasn't raised with much discipline. We see some of the citizens of God Valley get taken out. We see this one family get held at gunpoint. One of them looks like Gecko Moria. And I know this seems like a stretch, but it's really not. He's from the West Blue. He has a lot of ties to the God Valley incident already, as it is. This could very well be him. But we see more of these citizens start running, and this other Marine is still concerned. He's like, hey, they're just citizens. But this other guy tells him, focus on the mission. So this Marine's like, fine, they're just tranquilizers. This Marine is revealed to be Monkey D. Dragon. I always said he could have been at God Valley. It's so cool to see that he's actually there, you know, and he looks pretty cool. His design is cool. A lot of people were hating on it. I like it. It looks like Gear 4 Luffy. Dragon is forced to shoot at these people, but he doesn't want to. He notices that they threw hypnosis gas bombs behind him, so he's pretty shocked at that. We're shown this Black Marine transport ship that is transporting slaves. We see that some of these slaves are sneaking around. It's Ginny and Ivankov, and they're heading to God Valley. They're trying to leak the information while they're going there. And some of the slaves are trying to tell them to quiet down because they don't want to get in trouble. But Ivankov is like, bro, it doesn't matter, we're all heading to God Valley. And we can see that Kuma is just happy that there's such lively slaves on board. Then we're shown the Cypherpole Intelligence Bureau. It's a young Morgans. Morgans has some wild news, and the Cypherpole agents are confused on how he could even get this, and they're telling him, you know you're going to be erased any second, and he tells them, try me. Either way, I'm going to leak it to Pirate Island. Bro is the #1 instigator. But the news makes it to God Valley, and they are ecstatic, of course. And Wang Zi is questioning this information. He's like, how is this even reliable? But they realize that Shakky has been made the prize of the native hunting game at God Valley. Whitebeard always thought this tournament was a rumor, but now he knows that it's a real thing. And Kaido and Big Mom are interested in the devil fruits. Big Mom wants some of these devil fruits for her children. Streusen clocks this immediately. He's like, this is clearly a trap, and Rox tells him, shut the hell up. He basically says, if you're not about it, don't come to God Valley with me. The news made it to the Roger Pirates, and even though they're far, Gabon says they'll still make it in time. The entire crew is hyped up. They're trying to save Shakky. Roger does not want Rox to get there first, and we're shown that same scene when Garp learns about Roger going to God Valley from Kong. And keep in mind, these strong men of the sea that the narrator is talking about right here, it's not just Roger and Garp. Rox approaches this giant ship. I think this can only be one person, right? It's, of course, Harold, and he explains that he was told to essentially stop Rox from getting to God Valley. He has this world government escort with him, and Rox essentially just laughs in his face. He thinks it's funny that Harold would fight Rox on behalf of the world government. And this panel right here is really cold, with Kaido, Whitebeard, and Big Mom behind him. Bro, in the anime, this is gonna go so hard. but he proposes that Harold and him just talk for a little bit. Rox is going to tell Harold something that he did not tell his crew as he pours some sake. The Rox pirates are not happy that this is taking so long, and we finally get a visual on Gil Baster. Yeah, let's go. But Rox explains that his real name is Davy D. Xebec, and he had to change it on behalf of the world government hunting this clan, and they were able to barely scrape by living in the underworld. He explains that his son was born 2 years back, and he sent them to his homeland, them being his son and his wife. He explains that this homeland is God Valley. Harold immediately clocks this, and he's like, the government's clearly trying to lure you there, but Rox says that the island's crawling with celestial dragons, so it's not like they would want him there. He says it feels like he's being dragged by something greater, as if it was fate itself. He's not happy about Shakky being stolen, obviously, but he says if his wife and son can escape, that would be enough. And he's like, why don't you help me, Harold? Harold immediately refuses, and of course, it's on sight from right there. As Harold and Rox fight for the last time, the narrator does a lore drop on these native hunting tournaments. They happen every 3 years to a non-member nation of the world government that's rich in resources, which God Valley fits the description for. Then shown this spread of God Valley with all the prizes, and Shakky is there. Among all of the rarest devil fruits, the grand prize of the competition is Shakky. All the celestial dragons are just fawning over her, and she's not showing any emotion whatsoever. We can see a young Summers there, and he's saying, if I win her, I'll make her my slave, and Garling's like, forget it, she'll be my wife. And we can also see Gunko and the other girl who was there in chapter 1096. Then we're shown that Dragon is approaching what can only be Shank's mom with Shanks and Shamrock, and she's telling him, get my children off this island. Dragon saves Shanks and Shamrock. Then we see a baby Teach with his mom, and she's like, come on Teach, it's alright, you've got to survive. Then the announcer continues talking about how they not only have a buccaneer slave to be hunted, but also the Davy family has finally been revealed. This is absolutely wild. So many revelations in this chapter. The fact that Blackbeard is actually Davy D. Teach, and this Davy clan is really important. Like I said in a recent video, I genuinely wonder now if Kuma and Blackbeard are aware of each other in the sense that they were both at the God Valley incident. Because it's likely that Kuma had a hand in saving Blackbeard in some aspect, right? But there will be time to talk about all of that. Right now, what I want to talk about is the fact that there's no break next week, and the God Valley incident is actually transpiring, right? We are going to finally see these pirates and Garp's unit clash. Every character is being revealed. Oda is consistently bringing these characters back. Gil Baster, this Holy Knight, Streusen, everyone. And yeah, that includes Scooper Joban. He's coming back for these next chapters. My reaction to this will be like a Kobe Bryant buzzer beater on Christmas morning, bro. I didn't even say his name.